Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, bringing you another Walking Dead character video. Today we're looking at Brandon Carver, second in command of the Reapers and pro when it comes to beating up our favourite characters. Carver is of course male. He is played by Alex Miraz. He is mid to late 30s and first appeared in Rendition. Before the outbreak, Brandon served in Afghanistan for the military, with the rest of the Reapers. After serving his country, he returned to the States and was unable to find work and deal with trauma. Eventually, he decided to join Pope's mercenary group, touring the world and doing others' dirty work. When the outbreak began, Carver remained side by side his fellow mercenaries and was in a town surviving when the government began to bomb it. He carried his brothers out of fires and they all eventually found a church at the edge of the town. The day after, the fires cleared and they noticed the church was fine and none of them were hurt. From this day on, Pope declared them all as chosen by God. Brandon grew a close relationship to Leah, and at some point they were clearing a hospital in Rockport of the dead, where Leah saved Brandon's life. Brandon would help to destroy groups that Pope had marked. One of these was of course Meridian. Brandon helped to kill the residents and personally killed Josephine, Elijah's sister. After this, he and his comrades moved into the community to live there. In Season 11, Brandon chases the group into the woods after meeting them on the road. He soon finds Daryl and approaches him. Daryl yeets his crossbow at Carver and the two begin to fight. Carver tries strangling Daryl until eventually he's thrown off. As Carver gets up to fight Daryl again, Dog intervenes and bites Carver. Carver throws Dog off a small ledge. Reinforcements arrive in form of Amass, Leah and Powell. Daryl throws a knife and runs. Later, after Leah and Daryl reunite, Carver emerges and subdues Daryl along with Powell. Daryl is dragged by Powell and Carver into Meridian and taken to the torture room where they tie him up. A bit later, Carver and Wells begin to waterboard Daryl. Leah soon calls it off as Carver questions Daryl about the others and the leader. Daryl claims he isn't one of them and they try again. Leah calls it off again, but Carver objects. Daryl gives his lies and Carver drags Daryl to a holding cell. Later, him and Powell return to grab Frost and drag him off to presumably torture him. After Bossy returns with Turner's body, Carver sees his fallen brother and watches as Pope cries and declares God is angry. Carver brings Daryl to the trailer under the impression he's going to meet Pope. He declares Leah is no one's girlfriend, and Leah tells Carver to knock it off, and he leaves. He may have been the one to light up the trailer, but regardless, he knew about it. He watches Daryl and Leah get out of the trailer, and then cheers with Pope as they welcome Daryl to the group. Carver later eats at the camp with the others, and soon watches Pope question Bossy about what happened with Turner, and eventually watches in shock as Pope kills him by burning him on the fire. A day or two later, Carver tortures Frost. Daryl comes in saying he's up, but Carver objects. Daryl chokes Frost, and Carver says there'll be a problem if Daryl kills him. Carver says he's been through all these steps and suggests taking pieces. He watches Daryl take his Frost's finger, and he manages to get a location. Pope tells Carver to go with some others, including Daryl, but Carver isn't too happy about taking our boy Daryl. They arrive at the street with some others, and they scout it out. Carver breaches the house and begins to search, but finds nothing. Leah tells Carver to take a small group and scout the rest of the street, which he does. He arrives back empty-handed, and Daryl suggests leaving the house, and Carver questions him, saying he keeps chirping. Leah stops their argument and demanding a stop to it. Daryl tries to tell Carver they ran, but Carver sees no point to his revealing rambles. Carver gets hostile again with Daryl threatening to fight, but Leah isn't having any of it anymore. Carver points out Daryl doesn't give a shit about them, and Daryl admits he only cares for Leah. He then notices the hatch and opens it to find nothing. Shock. Carver returns to Meridian saying that they all slipped away to Pope and that he's sorry, but Pope doesn't care. As they head back inside, Pope whispers something to Carver. Who knows what that was? Days later, Carver gathers on the walls as they watch the zombies mulling around strangely. He suggests taking them down, but Pope goes with Daryl's plan of luring them away and sends Wells. Later, when the zombies begin approaching the walls of the community, Carver watches as they explode by the mines. Presumably, Carver helps to keep the dead at bay, when soon after he gets a radio announcement from Leah that Pope has been murdered by Daryl. He rushes to the roof and declares he should have killed Daryl when he had the chance. Leah orders Carver to shut the gate, and presumably he does it, and some point in the morning, Carver finds Maggie and chases her through a hallway, only to be led into a trap, surrounded by Elijah and Negan too. Carver engages in a fight with all three, but bests them all. He breaks Elijah's legs and smacks Maggie hard on the face, that crack. But Negan arrives with a bell and some sand. Elijah chucks his weapon and Negan sands him in the face and ding-dings him. Maggie wants to kill him, but Daryl comes along and stops them. Carver tells Daryl they should have taken him out when they had the chance, and Daryl knocks him out. They tie and bring Carver to the little meetup. Leah demands to see Carver before they come out, so Daryl brings him with a knife to his neck. Daryl gives a speech and Leah reveals she has Jensen on the roof with a sniper. She demands the others come out and to Daryl to release Carver, which he does after, obviously, she threatens Maggie's life. Carver smooches a kiss at Daryl and walks off, but Elijah, wanting revenge, hobbles over trying to kill him. Carver welcomes it, and Elijah falls to the floor. Carver goes to stomp him when suddenly he's shot in the leg by the sniper. They learn that of course it was Gabriel, and Carver lays on the ground as Leah tries to negotiate, but Maggie allows only Leah, Boone and Washington to go, but Carver must be left. Leah doesn't want to, but agrees, giving a farewell to Carver, saying, "I'll see you soon." As the others go, Daryl gets Carver to his feet, only to watch Maggie gun down Boone and Washington, and of course shoot Leah. Daryl drops him back to the floor, where a vengeful Maggie returns to him with a gun. She tries to fire, but it's empty. Carver goes for his knife, but Maggie kicks it away, and does this to Carver. Stabbed in the heart by Maggie. Carver dies and his body is likely just left there to rot unless Leah comes back to bury him. Carver was a brute of a character. I really love how, unlike the other Reapers, they showed that he could really best all of our characters in hand-to-hand combat. It's just a bad thing for him that our characters use dirty tactics. Carver was right to distrust Daryl, and ultimately his brotherly love for Leah is the reason why he ended up dying. If he trusted his instinct, he'd likely still be around. Whatever you think of him, it's clear he was a bad dude who blindly followed orders, but man, the way Maggie took him out, cold as ice. Tell me your thoughts on Carver, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, goodbye.